Beta 10.4, November 13th, 2021. Jogger is approaching from the right. The car spots the jogger, takes ample caution and slows down for her. Nicely done. It's going to creep up to the line. So pretty much we and the car on the right arrive at the same time, kind of exchange glances. I push the accelerator to go ahead and maneuver through. The car was going to just take its sweet time. The car always wants to get into this right lane, even though just over these railroad tracks it needs to make a left. So I'm going to let this play out, see if the car can get over. The car to the left's in blue on the screen, so Beta is going to slow down, let that car get past. Luckily there's no traffic to the left after this, so it has an opportunity, but does not use its turn signal, moves over, and then gets into the left lane. Again, we stop at the stop line. I'm wondering if Beta is ever going to creep out into that middle like a human would. After these three cars, we're going to have a good opening, and Beta is going to do a good job. No hesitation, good acceleration, and makes the left turn. We've got first of our four vehicles ready to go around today. So let's note the tentacle on the left. I'm watching the tentacle in the car to see if it's going to go around it. I slow down a little bit. I see a good path. It moves over slightly and goes around it without any issue whatsoever. It's a good job by Beta FSD. Got a left turn that's protected. This is pretty easy. These kind of roads, these back two-lane roads for Beta are becoming like highway FSD in some ways. Kind of easy and relaxing to do these kind of back roads. Good left turn, good acceleration, no problems whatsoever. Another car to go around. Let's watch the tentacles, this time a mail truck. Slowing down a little bit with the wheel. I see a good path tentacle. This one was a little more hair-raising, but I saw the tentacle, so I had faith in it and did a good job. We have an unprotected right turn. The car is going to creep up a little bit, sees a good path, goes for it, makes a good right solid turn, good acceleration, no problems. But then we run into a problem. So we got the green light, we're following, and out of nowhere, we're just going to crawl down to a dead stop. Now luckily, nobody was behind us, so I let this play out. It just felt like an eternity I sat there, even though it's a second. And finally, it started to go, and I think I might have pressed the accelerator halfway through the intersection just to get through it. Another car to get around, this time some kind of a lawn truck. I see a good tentacle path again, goes around it, no issues whatsoever. Got a left turn coming up here, has a left turn signal in one of those doubles where you can go left on the signal. This one's just the green light. Beta again finds a nice turn. No hesitation, good acceleration, so yet another good left turn. Oh, there's Model 3 beside us there. Doing the wave, gets the wave back. I love getting those waves. And we can make a right on red. We're gonna go for it. Good job. Okay, now we've got a car that enters from our left. Beta does a good job of, like I ran the red light essentially, but Beta did a good job of identifying that person. All right, now we've got a somewhat difficult right turn, a lot of traffic. Car's a little too far to the left. It kind of corrects itself, tries to get back to the right. It's leaving enough room for somebody to squeeze in there if they needed to. So it's interesting that the tentacle is flipping back and forth. So I don't know if it's thinking maybe my escape route is to the left if the right's not a good option, but we need to make a right. I'm going to sit here and wait for it. There's no cars behind me, so I'm just curious to see this play out. Now the car hasn't creeped up, I don't think, far enough yet, so it's going to move up a little bit here in a second. Then we're going to have an opening, but what's interesting, I think what Beta does a good job here in a second is, you can't see this, but off to the right, okay, it's crept up, but now to the right off camera is a guy making a left into this business to my right. So me as a human, I might have been so focused on the left, I might not have noticed he was turning in, but Beta noticed this car. So that's one of these situations where probably Beta is more observant than a human. That's kind of a dangerous left turn with a car like me coming out and making a right. So Beta here is going to find an opening after these cars, and then it's going to finally make its right turn. So overall, that was impressive. It took a little while, but it did it really well. So I was happy with that. This left turn felt kind of close to me. I let it play out. There's a little like, I wish the car could swing out further to the right in a situation like that. It just feels like it's cutting it too close for my comfort. Making another right turn. This is at a light, so we have the light. Swung out a little hard left, had to correct back a little bit, but overall it was a pretty good right turn. Here the car needs to keep going straight, but for some reason it veers into the right lane. Maybe it's a mapping issue. Corrects itself and gets back into the correct lane. So that's just kind of a weird anomaly. All right, so we got this FedEx truck. We'll do this in slow motion after this is real time. I'm focused on it, and I don't see the tentacle yet, so I kind of get nervous, and I take over and slow down. Because I think at this point that the car was not going to go around this FedEx truck. So wait the guy to come through, and I just come through manually. So let's go back and look at this in slow motion and see. This probably was going to work, but I just got a little overcautious, but that's a good thing with Beta. So the tentacle is still straight, and I'm looking at the tentacle at this point, and I don't see that now. Now I'm looking at the truck. The tentacle is pointing left, but I'm not seeing that because I'm focused on me closing in on this FedEx truck. So I take over, not seeing the tentacle, thinking that it's not going to stop for this FedEx truck. But if I had just was down there for another second or more, I might have seen that tentacle go out to the left. And I think that this Beta FSD would have safely gotten around this FedEx truck, but over abundance of caution on my part. Okay, we've got a really tricky left turn, unprotected. I used to drive this years ago. Cars from the left are coming over a hill. The car here is way too far back. I can't see. Then it's going to like take off like it wants to make that left. And I just put the brakes on because I can't see. But once you get this far out, I can see no traffic's coming. It's a hill up from the right side. As I said, it's a really tough left even for a human driver. So that's interesting what Beta's going to be able to do with that. Here, I think it needs to be a little more aggressive. We've got this right turn and yield. There's nobody behind me, so I let it go. To me, this just seems, there was nobody coming. I feel like this needs to be more aggressive, more better flowing with traffic than what we were seeing here. We'll play this one in slow motion too. This is real time. I'm concerned about this car on the right side. I'm not looking at the tentacle, and it felt like I was just too far to the right, so I took over. But let's go back and look at this again and look at the tentacle, and we see that this was actually probably really safe. So the tentacle is always in my lane. There's no problems, but there was this right about here. I felt like the car jerked to the right a little bit, and it kind of just freaked me out, so I took over, just again over an abundance of caution. But having gone back and reviewed this, I think this was perfectly safe and a good job of Beta FSD. Bad job probably by the human. So here the car's going to come out. Beta does a good job of slowing down forward, letting it merge into traffic. This road is really 2 lanes, but because there's no markings, sees it as one. It's swinging out to the right. We have the light. We can go, but if you get stopped at this light, you're going to be blocking people that want to go to your right side. So that's something Beta's got to get better at.